Is Airbnb still worth it in 2025,
Mm,
2026? The short answer for me is it depends. And that's a good thing.
depends.
The gold rush is over. The game now
Mm,
is permission, math, and execution. Before you buy furniture, you should check the law. If you can't get licensed or your HOA bans the STR, it's a no. You need to run the numbers per bed. My rule is a
mm.
target $500 to $1,000 net per bed per month. Back in
Excellent.
2017, a simple two-bedroom could net me $2,000 to $4,000 in net profit. Today, the same place is often $1,000 to $3,000 on the high end.
Imagine Airbnb owners now just finding out about regulation.
Huh?
Just finding out about permission. Just finding out if the numbers make sense.
Got the paddock on my wrist, doing front flips, giving you my number, but
Look, it is nothing against the host. But let me just be perfectly clear. Let me be perfectly clear. If you didn't look at regulations in your city to run an Airbnb, if you went and bought an overpriced home thinking you were gonna charge people $6,000, $7,000, $10,000 a week to stay at your Airbnb, and now you're seeing the economy that was going down where people would start spending less. I also said, watch out for the cities. Watch out for the regulation. I know you guys are worried about the customer and making all of your money, but the cities aren't gonna allow you to do this. Well, if you've been living underneath a rock, Airbnb hosts now are saying they can't make it. Airbnb host saying, we have to put our properties up for sale. We are getting out of this business because the customers are toxic. Airbnb failed us. They told us this was the promised land. You heard the man. The gold rush is over.
The gold rush is over.
You listen to these guys tell you, you need to buy today. You need to buy today. Don't worry about the price. Now all of these guys are failing. A lot of these guys are going into bankruptcy.
Didn't I tell you? Didn't I tell you? It was just a matter of time.
We're going to jump right into it, guys. My name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And also, too, you know what I'm about to say? I have a newsletter, a free newsletter. How can you beat free? You can't.
Let's go.
Also, if you need any type of financing that deals with commercial properties or investment properties, I am your guy. I've been a lender for almost 20 years. I can assist you with that. That information is in the pinned comment in the description. You heard the gentleman in the very beginning. The gold rush is over. It's sad that you have to lead with the gold rush because people were out here acting crazy, buying properties that they know were overpriced, thinking that they were going to become rich, listening to people who have never done it before.
Come on, man.
And I know, hosts are going to get mad. They're going to watch this video. I get the emails and DMs from hosts saying to me, Orlando, guess what? We wouldn't have been in this situation if the cities wouldn't have put all these regulations and rules on us. You know, because if they didn't do that, we could have continued to take advantage of our customer. That's what they say. Listen, not my words, theirs. But maybe you're new to this and you want to understand why are all these Airbnb hosts saying that they can no longer make it on Airbnb anymore. And they're going to have to file bankruptcy because they can't even sell the properties anymore.
Good morning, good news! You might actually be able to finally afford a house, and it's all thanks to greedy Airbnb owners getting totally screwed. The fact is, the short-term Airbnb market is undergoing a massive crash. Rentals are down as much as 50% in states like Tennessee, Arizona, and Texas. And unlike traditional hotels, whose business model anticipates seasonal demand on low margins, most new Airbnbs were bought above asking price with the expectation that they would bring in enough revenue to cover the mortgage and create passive income with a fully paid-off house at the end of the road. But instead what happened is Airbnb prices became more expensive than hotels while travel slowed down. And people realized that they would rather stay in clean, comfortable lodging managed 24/7 by paid employees than at some investment property with a bunch of weird house rules and a $200 cleaning fee. So now those Airbnbs don't bring in enough revenue to cover the mortgage and they're being forced to sell, which causes housing volume to go up and prices to go down.
Did you hear that? Are charging more at night, more than a 5-star hotel. That's right. You want to go stay at the Ritz-Carlton? Oh man, that's old days news. Why don't you go stay at the Airbnb in the hood? That's right, we're gonna charge you $1,000 a night.
Shut up and take my money.
And then on top of that, you actually have to work.
Wait, what?
That's right, guys. Didn't you know? You guys didn't get the email? You're part of housekeeping now. Oh, man, you didn't get it? So you're going to pay $1,000 a night and you're part of housekeeping. You better make sure you have that house clean before the host finds out, and then he's going to charge you a fee. Imagine that. So $1,000 a night, a cleaning fee, but if I don't clean, then you're going to charge me additional. Oh, man. Who wouldn't love staying at a place like that? But listen, I know what a lot of you guys are saying. You guys are saying, Orlando, I hear you, but I haven't really been seeing a lot of the Airbnb guys sell their properties. Well, most of the time, these guys won't even tell you it's an Airbnb. They don't want to tell you, because if they told you that this was an Airbnb, then you would look deeper. You would be like, well, let me check these finishes. Let me make sure they did this right, to make sure it wasn't done wrongly. But that's not what I want you guys to focus on. There's another situation, guys. Yeah, I need you guys to really listen to this. A lot of these guys are transitioning into long-term rentals. Yeah, normal rentals. Where you do background checks, you stay there, you sign a lease for a year. Yeah, they're trying to do that.
Something ain't right.
Now, I hear you. You said, Orlando, well, that's good. Well, not for the host, because they got a loan based on Airbnb. That's right. They overbought, right? So imagine you buy a $500,000 property. You think you're going to charge people $4,000 to $5,000 a week. So then you said to yourself, I'm going to make 20 grand. I'm going to make $20,000 a month, and that should cover the mortgage. But what if I told you? What if I told you when you go to market rates? When you go to market rates, rent ain't that high. I know, you don't believe me. Let's look at what some of these hosts are doing currently, what they're trying to sell you. And what you see on TikTok now is individuals begging you. Listen, please, stay in my place. That's what you're seeing now.
All right, what's up? Y'all already know what's up. This is day 4 of trying to find someone for our rental property. Let me rephrase that. This is day 4 of recording, trying to find someone for our rental property. It's actually been vacant for 5 months, way longer than we expected or thought. So I decided to hop on TikTok and record the journey. Y'all, this is how dedicated that I am, which my fiance does not know that I am recording this, but it is snowing out here in Atlanta, Georgia. Okay, it's snowing. I'm still out here and want to get someone in. Look at this snow.
Now, we know what that is. Now, listen. I get it. I'm not trying, nothing against this young lady at all. But, I mean, it looks like the hood. Listen, I'm not from Atlanta, but I'm going to give you a little bit more. See, my issue is when people try to do real estate. When people try to do real estate and they're just like, I don't understand why nobody's renting here. I just don't get it. I've done everything. I marketed it. It's brand new, everything inside. I just don't understand. Price.
They said market price.
So I went ahead and did a little bit, just a little bit of research. And when I went to her comic section, it says this: location, price, put that in the description. She puts Northwest Atlanta, $2,200. It's the price. And probably the location. A lot of these Airbnb hosts, and here, I just want you to see here, it says right here in the description, property, rental property, Airbnb host. So you see that she's an Airbnb host. But let me just say this, a lot of the Airbnb hosts, they have to sell. They bought at a high interest rate. Not only did they buy at a high interest rate, but they overpaid. So when you put those two together and your mortgage is, let's just say your mortgage is $4,000, $3,000, she can't afford to drop her rents down. But her rents don't equal the market rent. So what does she do? She's going to have to drop the price. Drop the price and cover the extra.
The price is wrong, bitch.
But let me guess. You're like, okay, Orlando, that was one. That was one type of host who is dealing with trying to transition back and forth, and they're just trapped. What other type of host can't make it? Well, the hosts that are getting all of their plans canceled. All of the vacations? Yeah, listen. See, I don't know if you guys have heard, But Airbnb changed their policy. See, when they were losing money, they didn't care about the host anymore. These companies aren't loyal. They said, listen, this is affecting our bottom line. Forget the hosts. You guys are already charging. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go ahead and allow people to cancel and not pay any money up front. So no deposit up front, but you can cancel a month before you're supposed to be there. But listen, you don't have to take my word for it. Let's just take a look.
Today, we got another cancellation of Airbnb bookings for sunnymansions.com. It's very frustrating because the reason why we're getting these booking cancellations, we've had 3 in the last week and a half, is because in the infinite wisdom of Airbnb, which I hate that company, I think they're very, very corrupt in every particular way, that I could go into videos after videos after videos of why they're corrupt. But they, in their infinite wisdom, they decided that since their sales were down, they were going to make it so that people could make bookings without actually putting any money down. And so then when the time gets close to actually start charging their credit cards and stuff like that, it's like, oh, I'm going to cancel. Meanwhile, it prevents us from making bookings of people that are truly interested. And it just drives me nuts.
See, it's almost like Airbnb has loyalty only to themselves. I mean, so somebody said that. Who said these companies aren't loyal? Somebody said it. And at the end of the day, hopefully this will make you understand that these companies only care about the bottom line. And listen, they saw it before you guys saw it. They saw that the economy was going down. They saw the writing on the wall. What did they do? They collected their chips and then they changed the game on you. Oh, guys, look, we're going to go ahead and show people the amount that they're paying right now, which they should have been doing from the very beginning. But they set you guys up. But look, you don't have to take my word for it. We just heard what hosts were saying on their side, why they're losing money, why they're selling their properties, why they're deciding to get out of Airbnb, why they despise Airbnb. The hosts are now against Airbnb. Who would have saw that? You guys turning on each other. But let's hear from the customer. Why did the customer decide not to shop at Airbnb? Why did the customer decide, you know what? I'd rather go to a hotel than to an Airbnb. Why did customers do such a thing?
Airbnb hosts are on here complaining about, no one wanting to book their properties or anything like that. And it made me think about a lot of business models that aren't. Airbnb started out to be a cheap alternative to hotels and resorts, but you got above yourself. And one thing that never understood to me, you started letting the host make the price and the fees, like adding cleaning fees and all. Who wants to go on vacation? Like, the problem is when you started letting hosts control the fees, people really started realizing it's not convenient. At a hotel, that's the convenience of the front desk. It might be free breakfast, free concierge. Maybe they'll order you, have the information that you might need for a car service, that type of thing. With Airbnbs, some of these, they want you to clean. They tell you can't have people over to your own Airbnb. They have cameras in weird places. They're monitoring you like you're a child. You have become the big brother nobody wants.
And don't get me wrong, some of these Airbnbs just nasty. That's just what it is. They're nasty. It smells like pets, hair all over the bathroom. I've seen it all. And you're telling me I'm going to pay you? I'm going to pay you more than a 5-star hotel? Get an amazing view and I get points? And no, it ain't happening. Why would I do that? It just doesn't make any sense anymore. And I know what a lot of you guys are saying. Orlando, is Airbnb really that expensive? It is. It is. Pick your favorite place. Your favorite hotel that you love to go to. Your Marriott? Your Hilton? How about a Park Hyatt? 2 times higher.
Come on, man.
Now, I know what you're saying. Orlando, that's nuts. I hear you. But let's hear what others are saying too.
So I saw a video asking why has Airbnb started to fail, and ding ding ding, I know the answer. You turn your guests into employees. I gotta take the trash out. I gotta take the trash to the street. I gotta put the dishes in the dishwasher and start that bit. I gotta take the sheets off the bed, take them downstairs, put them in the washing machine, and start that as well. The list of rules would be longer than the concierge suggestions. How is that going to work for me? And then on top of that, there's not a lot of brand partnerships that are beneficial to the stayer. Like at least if I stay at the Marriott, I can get a discount on Lyft rides. At least I can merge that together. Hilton has a merger with Delta Airlines. I think Uber or something like that. Like, y'all don't have no discounts. There's no point system. There's no book 11, get the 30th, book 11, get the 12th one 30% off. And the only thing that was keeping Airbnb competitive was the fact that it was cheaper than a hotel. But that's not the case anymore. Like, I've got a short trip coming up, got to do a conference or whatever. And I'm looking at the stuff and I'm like, how am I going to split these 4 days up because I have to be in 2 cities within 4 days? And it's like, I'm just going to do hotels and collect my points and put it towards something else because they don't really have anything to incentivize me to stay at an Airbnb. There's not even additional security.
Did you understand? What do you mean there's no additional security? There is. There's cameras everywhere. See, look, that's a horrible joke, but it's the truth. It's the truth. They have cameras everywhere in Airbnbs. Bedrooms, living rooms, kitchen. I'm trying to protect my property. Is that where you want to be? I mean, you don't have to take my word. All you have to do is go online, type it in Google, cameras in Airbnbs. You will have thousands of stories to listen to.
Just do it!
You wouldn't be able to get done with listening to every single story by the end of the month if you never went to sleep. Well, like I always say, guys, it's gonna get worse before it gets better. Airbnb hosts are going to continue to sell their properties. More properties are going to come on the market. Guys, please, please, please do your due diligence before you get into any of these investments. I know these guys will tell you all day long that everything's easy, everything's passive, but I'm here to tell you, anything worth anything is going to take a lot of work to get done. It's going to take a lot of work to get done. This passive stuff, you got to get it out of your head. There really isn't anything passive. You can get things to become passive, but nothing starts off passive from the very beginning all the way to the end. I'm sorry to burst your bubble on that, but it doesn't work that way. So anyway, if you love content like this, please join the Patreon. We do exclusive videos over there. And also too, guys, you won't get all of your information from this one video. I need you to watch this video right here. Yes, this one right here. It will give you information on the housing market, financial news, and get you to your first rental property. I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks.